Hello everyone, welcome back to Minecraft. I know I sounded so sad when I said that. I'm excited to be doing Minecraft. So I think last time we were getting iron. And I think that it's still here, eh? Oh, there we go. We'll sleep. Oh yeah, I don't want to sleep because I want to get bones. But we'll try sleeping one more time and see how that affects the yield pumpkins. Bruh. Oh! Alright, yeah, something's happening. They're going. An exercise in patience, as it were. Alright, fair enough. Well, with this iron, I think I can... Where am I going? I need this to do this. To get iron pickaxes. Do 3. Yeah. Okay. Now we can go get some red rock and iron. Although first I do want to go look up there. First I do want to go look up there. Luke Book. Dude. It is so uncomfortable sometimes being not part of a group but associating with it. My friend who is also my roommate has, I don't know if I should just say my roommate instead. Anyway, he has a friend group that he met through his church, and yeah, they're very young. I'm not old by any means, as I think I've already talked about in the past, but oh, he's cute. Oh, I can ride him. Wait, no. Oh, sorry, man. Anyway, I don't know how to say it, except they've had very, like, cush lives, most of them, and they're very young, and my friend is only a year younger than me, but he hasn't, I don't know, it's just hard to hang out with them. They seem they're just kind of, there's not a nice way to, they're immature, is I guess what I'm trying to say. Is they're immature, and it's really hard to, and like sheltered a little bit. There's one girl who is extremely like stereotypically kind of just like your religious like Christian girl, and they're not bad people. I want to make that so clear. They're good people. But I don't have anything against them for being like naive kind of, I guess, or like religious at all. Like I really truly like they're good people, and what they're doing is what they believe to be the best thing that they can be doing, and I respect that, and like want that for them. But it's just sometimes like we'll be talking and like things I just like, I don't know. I don't know why I brought that up, honestly. Like there's not really anything to say about it. Yeah. I had a bigger point I was trying to make, but I don't know how to really do that without sounding kind of like a dick. Oh, he's a beautiful dog. Oh. Oh, he's a good boy. What the? What? I had no idea you could do that. I guess the point I'm trying to make is I guess, yeah. And I'm not saying this applies to me or them or anybody, but just for like the sake of saying it, I guess, because it led me to this thought is, I think, oh, is a baby sheep? It's ugly. Holy crap. Is sometimes, I guess, you have people. I think people often say that pain matures you, or like bad, just like life experience, like trauma, whatever, like matures you. And I am not at all licensed or qualified to really say anything official on this note, except for just what I've observed after having had traumatized friends who deal with things, and me personally, to some degree, actually having like PTSD kind of stuff. Not in like any real serious way though, like just like ways that if anyone who has PTSD would trump me, I guess, in significance. But I guess like what I'm trying to say is like I think that pain or suffering it takes away innocence, I guess. Like it shows you the realities of the world, which I guess does mature you. But I think really what matures you is kind of what happens next, and like how you choose, I guess, to use that. Like if you use it to grow, if you use it to resolve yourself, you use it to fuel yourself. Like I don't know, it's. And so I guess like you need hardship. No, you don't need it, but hardship is definitely one of the more powerful ways to have those things kind of happen. And I don't know, it's an interesting thought, I guess, is like on a smaller scale, if you think about it, it's like if you, like when I was a kid once, I put my hand in a knife drawer, just kind of randomly, when my mom was cooking. I didn't know it was a knife drawer, it was a drawer and I put my hand in it. And I cut my finger pretty bad and was bleeding a lot. And then I learned, one, that knives are sharp and that they don't just cut what you're trying to use them on, but they cut anything that it touches, and there's a lot less like safety involved with that than I thought. At least for whoa! Look at that. Anyway, and like so you learn lessons like that, or like if you are like climbing up a slide and a kid comes down and kicks you off, like don't go up slides when people are playing on them, like, you know, like stuff like innocent stuff like that. Are there usually chests around? And then just like as an adult, I guess, like if something really nice, if something really truly like fucked up happens to you while you're younger, or at all, just at any time, like if anything really bad happens, like you're going to walk away from that, on one hand, definitely having a more deep and knowing understanding of the world, I guess, and like that loss of innocence, kind of. On the other hand, I think it can also askew perceptions. Like you might think if something bad happens to you, it might not be an unrealistic line of thought to kind of be like, wow, this is, people are evil and I should never trust anyone because all that ever does is like lead to bad things. Or like I should never hope for good things because every time I do, like it gets like ruined, or like I get disappointed or whatever. And I don't know, it's what even is the point I'm trying to make with that? Like I guess like when you're a kid and small things happen, like you learn the lesson. And then as you grow, just I guess naturally you're put in more big situations, and you learn that way, and it just kind of is a cycle of constantly learning through pain and failure and fear. Although, like, obviously horrible things happen to kids. Like, a kid can lose, like, its family, or bad things can happen to the kid more directly, like that. And but then I don't think as a kid, because they don't have the practice yet that most, or some at least, adults do, of like acknowledging like, oh hey, what happened like was bad, and I need to like get over it. I think, and it's true for adults as well. It's just the threshold's higher. Like, I feel like if this is grim stuff to talk about, and I don't have any validity to talk about this stuff except that like just like a handful of life experiences that I've seen and my friends have seen and I've talked with them about. So like definitely don't take what I'm saying too seriously. But like if a kid were like in a situation where like his whole family was in a car accident and they all died, like I don't think that kid would really know how to cope with that. Like I feel like that's just something that's too much out of their realm of comprehension of reasoning that they could like walk away from that and like be okay, at least not until they learned, which I guess is another like example of like maturing and like growing from pain, is like not until they were taught coping skills that usually kids don't know because they don't need to, and that usually adults figure out as they go because they've been through more shit. um, Whereas on the other hand, like if an adult's family like all died in a car crash, they'd be fucked up and not okay at all. But I feel like any healthy adult would be able to start walking down the path of healing and like resolution, uh, however long that takes. But they'd at least know how and like know the steps, or at least at the very least, even just know like the steps are there and that there are steps to take. Which might be really ignorant of me to say because I've never like lost my family in a car crash. There was like a year where like every month someone that either was related to me or I knew was dying, and that was really heartbreaking. But like it's still not the same. But um, whereas like for an adult, I feel like for anybody, like maybe that's why eldritch horror. This is taking a bit of a turn, but bear with me until I can figure out what the hell I mean. Maybe that's why eldritch horror is so fascinating, because it's the whole like point of that, or like the whole sake of that horror is uncomprehensible horror. And as an adult, that's kind of what scares you. Like it's scary to like hear things go bump in the night, as it were, or like you find out like you're not home alone anymore. But that's not quite, I feel, the same type of horror as like maybe that's what it is. Maybe to a kid, a traumatic event like that is like cosmic horror. Like it's horror, at least maybe even just for a time, that's so outside of the realm of comprehension that it's like it might as well be cosmic, and that it's something they can't bear. Whereas for an adult, in order for an adult to achieve that same effect, that adult would need to be more like a, an entity from like a different world has come down and turned all your friends crazy, or like whatever. And maybe that's why it's so intriguing, because as an adult, maybe less so, maybe more so these days, I don't know, but as an adult, alright, things are growing, that's alright. Like you have more stuff. Oh wait, I can grab more iron. You have more coping skills, and you've been taught, not only have you been taught more, you've just like by experience been through more. And like okay, you've like put what you know to practice, and you just like can fill in gaps. Like even if you haven't been taught something, if something happens, you know that due to these other things, you know that there's probably something, like there's a way to cope, or like a way to heal, or it's not as bad as it seems, or like, or whatever. So maybe I wonder if a kid ever read like a Lovecraft book and like understood it. I wonder what would scare him about that. I wonder if the scary part for a kid, like, like I wonder if the part that they'd walk away from is like hearing like the rats in the walls, or like the small creepy things that are like very visual, like hearing someone in the house, or like seeing weird, well even then maybe not, but like seeing weird like statues like in Antarctica or whatever. I wonder if that's what would scare a kid rather than for an adult. I feel like the scary thing of those books is the slow build up of the people in the story kind of slowly discovering that they don't really know what's waiting for them. But we as the readers know that like whatever is waiting for them is not good. Just because like we're reading a horror story, so we know that something horrifying is there. That's interesting. I wonder what a kid would. I'm curious about that, because I feel like for me as an adult, or thinking back to scary stories I read as a kid, like creepypasta or like No Sleep, like the scary thing to me about that was like the visuals of like seeing someone like get murdered, or like seeing the scary monster, where opposed to as an adult, like cosmic horror is like the oh my gosh, the incomprehensible shit, the incomprehensible um like concepts of just like there are things out there that are like much bigger and frightening, and much more frightening, and yeah, it's an interesting thought. Or like as we grow, our threshold for what we can cope with grows as well. And that is not necessarily a good thing. Oh no! Ooh. I was also, in the last video I talked about how I want to play some indie horror games this season. And if anyone watching knows of any good spooky games that they'd like to see played, let me know. I want to do Mortuary's Assistant. By the way, actually, thinking before I swap subjects permanently, I do want to note that my friends' scripture group are good people, and I'm not saying that I'm better than them in any way or more knowledgeable than them in any way about anything. Like, I do think they're kind of naive and immature a little bit, but I don't think that that means that me or anyone has the right, that I or anyone has the right to say that they're like they don't understand like pain and like hardship, and they haven't grown from it. Like they definitely have. Everybody has. And that's not what I was trying to say at all. Just I was originally just kind of saying my original point was kind of just getting at how it's awkward to be part of a friend group that's like younger than you, and therefore just like less experienced than you in things, and it's like they live lifestyles that are so different from yours that like the things you struggle with are more like intense maybe, or yeah, than probably their stuff. And even then, that's a little more harsh than and like arrogant than I mean for it to come off as. But then just that turned into, well, what it turned it into. So yeah, and the people. Although I do, on that note, I don't think it's a coincidence that the people in that friend group, the ones that I get along with really well and that I actually like, are the older ones, and the ones that have actually had like real like trauma in their past, like like actual like bad thing, not just like hard times, but like actual bad things happen to them. Um, and I like and like they're the ones I get along with like before I even knew who they like were, and like knew about them. So I don't I don't know if that's a coincidence or not, but it definitely I don't know, it's definitely something to think about. Also, my arm, I went to the gym for the first time a couple days ago. Uh, the gym, by the way, is a great way to relieve rage and to kind of vent things out. How do I always get lost? My only caveat to that, though, is I think using rage to work out is a good thing. But you need to be so careful not to hurt yourself. Cause my arms, my elbows hurt so bad. I can't extend my arm fully. So be wise when you're working out and don't push yourself too hard. And if you have a lot of rage, just do some cardio and like a full body workout instead of letting it all out on just like one part of your body, cuz especially if you haven't worked out for a few months like I had or hadn't. I don't know. There's some more advice on a subject that I have really no authority to talk about. I don't know how to get out. Huh. No, I know that's not it. Oh my gosh. I thought I did a good job this time. Oh, there it is. Very nice. But yeah, if there's any spooky games that you think are fun, let me know. I will be honest, I'm not proud of it, but my PC is not the best, really at all. So, uh, don't. I wouldn't be able to do anything too fancy, like the new Resident Evil games. I've only played through 2 and Village and 7. I haven't got through 4 all the way yet. But it's like any good, like, usually indie horror games are really, like, low, like, maintenance, so I'm not too worried about it, but I'll find something good, and if you have a recommendation, definitely hit me up and let me know. Like I said, Mortuary Assistant looks fun. My friend tried to convince me that it was really scary, and that was one of the scariest games he's ever seen. And so he showed me a clip, I think, of like Markiplier playing it, and it looked like jump scary for sure. And I'm definitely susceptible to jump scares, but it wasn't scary. It looked kind of boring. Although he did say that the clips that were coming up were not like a good representation of the game, so fair enough. Ooh, you know what? Actually, one game. Well, this would kind of defeat the purpose of wanting to do tinier games, though. Is Sinking City. I played through that, but never finished it. But I had a lot of fun with it, so maybe I'll finish that. There's another one. There was another one that a girl I met on a dating app actually recommended. Man, I can't remember what it was called. It was like the midnight shift or the night shift, something like that. I'm not sure. I have it installed actually. I have it installed. Once I figure out some small details, I can play it. I'm sure that you guys. Really the only issue is my PC has a fan that is really really loud. This mic I'm using is the mic I actually took from school when I graduated, because that's a whole separate thing to get into. But and it's a directional mic, so it's really good. And I finally figured out how to set it up on my computer, because it wasn't just as easy as plugging it in, which was frustrating. But I'm sure everyone can hear like the background sounds of like a fan, and that's just because I actually have a fan going, because otherwise I start sweating a lot, and it's disgusting. But then my computer fan has like really high pitch, like, here, I'll move the mic so you can hear it. I don't know if you heard anything, which is ironic. But usually it's a lot louder than that. But it's really loud and kind of annoying to listen to. And so I don't want to... I think when I'm this far away from my computer, and since, like I said, this is a directional mic, I don't think it's too big of an issue right now. Like, you can definitely still hear background stuff, but it's not too bad. But if I was going to play at my computer, it would definitely pick up like that sound. So I have to run some tests and figure out how to make it so that fan doesn't... I replaced all the fans in my computer like last week, but it still is giving me shit. So I don't know. Once I figure that one out though, it'll be great, and I can do computer stuff, which is very nice. In any case, I think I will end this episode here. Again, sorry about the uploading schedule. It's kind of sporadic, and I know no one's like waiting on bated breath here, but even just like for my sake of wanting to be consistent, it's too bad that it seems like for the next couple weeks I may not be able to record videos. So I'm going to try and stagger one. I don't know. I'm gonna do my best to figure something out, because I really don't want to. I have a lot of goals that kind of shift and stuff, but one of the bigger ones that I really don't want to compromise on is I never want to go a full week without uploading a video, without like a really good reason for it. So like someone died and I'm like out of town for a funeral, or like even then, like I don't know. Actually I have some ideas how I can get around that. Alright. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. It won't be as often, but I'll definitely be able to do it maybe one or two. Cool. Well, in any case, thank you all for watching. I hope you have... It's a nice overcast, hopefully crisp, I haven't been outside, but autumn day. And I hope it remains that way. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a good day.